ready for this.
Gonna be fun.
You will not in my way.
Frostmourne, hunger. This pleases me.
I do not fear you, mortal.
Your soul shall be mine.
Don't make me laugh.
Needs a brew?
Oh, I do.
Feel a shredding, baby. Let the battle begin.
Hi, so hello and welcome to a special episode, I guess, of the Nexus Trolls. We're going to be doing a special segment over the next few weeks. Myself and my good friend Juice are going to, I'm going to be teaching him how to play the game, essentially. He's got very limited experience with MOBAs at all. He comes from a first-person shooter background. So this might be an interesting experience. He's a bit of a hot skeptic, so we'll see if we can convince him this is a game to like. So, hey, Justin / Juice, I guess we'll be calling you. How's it going, bud?
Hey, doing pretty good.
Okay, so what we're going to start with, we're just going to go over like setting up some of the settings because there's some important things that, I mean, just anyone in general should probably do to get started. Now Juice is very good with video games, so I'm going to kind of skip ahead and make sure that he's got some of the good settings for like someone who has a bit more of a background to take the training wheels off, because I know he's not the kind of person who's going to want to have the training wheels on right off the bat. He's going to want the settings the way that he's going to want them later down the road. So Justin, try and follow along with me here, bud. If you're hitting your settings button in the bottom right, there's quite a few things I want you to change here. So this is probably a good exercise for anyone who's just new to the game. You click on the options bit. Let me know if you're not following along. Just a few things. If you go into the mouse and keyboard section, you still with me, Juice?
Mouse and keyboard, yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, you can eventually change your mouse sensitivity. I know that's kind of an important thing for you, but for now, the first thing you want to do is you want to change your cursor size all the way to full. Now, if you play with a regular cursor size, it's really easy to lose your cursor in game, so you want to make sure you bump that all the way up to the top.
All the way to full?
Yep.
Cursor size, okay, done. Okay,
so there's enable camera follow on the right side. You want to make sure that's unclicked. And you also want to unclick enable mouse scroll on the right too, if that is clicked on for you.
Unclick enable mouse scroll?
Yeah, you don't want that. Oh, sorry, no, not mouse scroll. You want enable mouse wheel zoom. You want to take that off. That's on the left side of the screen there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
so
that just kind of messes you up in game. You're not going to want that. There's a couple other things too that we're going to go through. If you go into the gameplay section, just below mouse and keyboard, you want to select right-click through the mini-map. Okay, and then finally just accept those settings. Go back into the settings in the bottom right, and we want to go into hotkeys.
Okay,
in the hotkey section, there's a quick cast setting. I'll explain what quick cast is later on, but you're going to want to trust me here. Click on quick cast, then it says global quick cast settings. It should say off for you. You want to change that to on release. That's a good place to start. I'm going to change mine to on, but you want yours for on release for the time being.
on release, okay.
Okay, and then once you've done that, just hit accept, and we should be good to start. So here's the terms of MOBA, which I know you're very unfamiliar with. You're more of a first-person shooter type thing, so it's going to be very like top-down view. There are a lot of mechanics to it. It might seem kind of rinky-dink at first, but there's a lot of strategy and everything involved. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure that I've got you in my party here. So I sent you an invite to the party. You're account level 1. I'm account level 1. I got a fresh account started here. So we've got nothing going. What we're going to do is we're going to try and start you off. Unfortunately, you missed the event where you got 20 free heroes. So we've got a pretty limited selection of heroes we can play to start off here. If you click on your character right now, you can actually see it'll pull up all the different characters you can play. There's a whole bunch that are free to play at the moment. That'll be like colorized, and the other ones that you can't play currently are the ones that are black and white. There's something about 60, 70 heroes in the game, but you only have access to about 10. As you keep playing through the game, you'll unlock more through gold and gems, but you'll see that as we kind of progress through. So unfortunately, we can't pick from a whole wide variety of heroes, but we're going to start you on kind of an easier one to begin with. You'll probably get bored of him pretty quickly, but there's one character called Raynor. He's pretty simple, and usually it's where people start. He's a ranged assassin, so you want to select Raynor. He'll probably be on the bottom kind of right quadrant of your screen there. So if you see Raynor, he looks like you can see his eyes and his nose, and he's a human looking guy in a bit of a military outfit. So
yeah, it kind of reminds me of Halo mask.
Yeah, there you go. It's the Halo guy. You'll be right. You'll be in your comfort zone, right? Because that's where that's where we know the game that you've obviously known to love and everything. Going through all this stuff. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna pick a character to play in front of you. Now, there's different roles in Heroes of the Storm. There's warriors or tanks. That's who I'm going to be. I'm going to be Muradin. He's kind of a frontliner, very high health pool, doesn't do a ton of damage, but he tries to keep everyone else on the team safe in the front line. So you're a ranged assassin, so you're going to be doing the damage, and you're going to be sitting in the back, just peppering the enemy team and hopefully getting kills for us, and that's kind of your job. So I'm going to start us on super easy. Like, this is the kind of mode. You just hit ready at the bottom there, Juice. We'll get started here. It's going to set us up with 3 AI teammates, and the other side of the team is going to be AI as well. I'm just going to try and introduce you to some core concepts before we get into a game with actual people. We'll do that after this one. I mean, might as well throw you directly into the wolves. So when you
that's already jumping in. Okay.
So when you start, and feel free to ask any questions along the way. It's gonna be a lot of information as we go. But when we start, the first 5 games that you play on are gonna be on this map called Cursed Hollow. Every map has its own set of map mechanics, but generally all the maps have a lot of similar elements to them. It starts off, you've got a core on each side. So you see the big. If you look in the bottom right side of your screen, there's a mini map there. You can move around the mini map. You can use your cursor to move around it to see where you're looking at. Where we're starting is called the core. If you're inside the core, you heal up your energy really fast, both your health and your mana, which your mana is used to cast spells and such and use abilities. This core that we're standing right next to, this is what you want to protect on your side, and you want to kill on the enemy side to win the game. It's basically the objective of the game. So follow along with me here, Justin. Just
is there a way that I can move the screen around, or?
Yeah, you can move it around using. You can just bump it with the arrows. Like if you move to the extremities, that's probably the easiest way. You can just push it around. Another easy way is actually press the space bar. It centers it on your hero. So if you get lost, you just press the space bar and you'll center right back on your hero. So
there's no other button to hold down to move.
You can use the arrow keys as well, and that will move around your map. But generally, you're probably going to be bumping the screen as you go, or using the mini map to quickly jump to a location by left clicking anywhere on the mini map. Okay, so right clicking moves you around. If we start just kind of rolling out here, if you follow me, you'll see that there's 3 lanes to this map, kind of 3 roads, I guess, coming out from the core area. And as we pass, you're passing through a bunch of buildings that are going to serve as defense for our core. So what we want to do is ultimately we want to try and take down the enemy's team's defense. They've got 3 forts right in the front here, and 3 keeps, the back line kind of towers in the mini map. Now, we want to push out these lanes by attacking minions and killing enemy heroes and eventually doing damage to the towers and pushing forward until we get to their core. Some very important things. I'm going to try and keep it fairly basic to start with. You've got hero levels on the top of the screen. They're currently level 2. We're currently level 3. We haven't done anything, but our teammates are doing stuff for us. To get experience in this game, you want to make sure you're nearby minions, those little dudes that are kind of walking through all the lanes. And they'll give us experience as they die. You don't have to last hit them like in other MOBAs. You just have to be near them, and you'll see a little XP kind of pop up out of their heads to give us experience to level up. As you level up, you're going to go up about 4% power every level, and you get stronger as the game goes by, and also you'll unlock different talents and abilities as you go. So one thing you might have noticed is the bottom left of your screen, you can choose a talent. You probably have 3 or 4 options, I believe, for Raynor. I'm not sure what they're called for you, but Give Me More, I think, is one talent. There's some other things. You can pick one of those, and those basically enhance existing abilities or give you new abilities as you go. So you just pick whatever you'd want there to start off with. We'll get into the details of builds and talents, but for now, let's just not really worry about it too much.
I can pick one right now?
Yeah, you can pick one. You can actually pick 2 because you get them periodically through the game. You get one at level 1, you get one at level 4 as well. We've already passed level 4, so you can pick your second one as well.
I'm capturing a mercenary tank.
Okay, so I know it's going to be kind of overwhelming for the first couple of games that we're playing here, but hopefully we'll be able to orient you as to what's going on. So as you can see, these little dudes, they spawn periodically every 30 seconds or so, and they kind of come into the lanes. It's really important to make sure you get the experience from these guys, especially early game, because that's where you're going to be leveling up mostly from. Hero kills on the other team, like killing the other enemies, don't actually do as much as you'd think until about level 10 to 12 or so. But anyhow, so
Why is my guy not attacking them? I click right, like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
facing the wall.
So what you want to do is you want to right click on the enemies, or if you're standing close to an enemy, you'll automatically attack them as you go. So you see where I'm standing here?
Oh, I was pressing left click to attack. So
Yep. So you just right click on guys, they'll attack them, or if you're just standing and not doing anything, you'll also attack them as well. Okay, so one thing that we should probably do is periodically there's going to be map objectives that spawn. So you're going to want to follow me because there's a map objective right over here, but there's already a little bit of a fight going on. So if you follow me up here,
Okay.
Justin.
where are you? Oh, I see. You're over here.
Yeah, a lot of information starting up
Oh
here.
man, it's,
But there's a little tribute here that you can see. Zagara there is kind of about to channel, or Zul'jin's channeling there. After we get 3 of those, we get a powerful phase called the Curse Phase, which means that all of their towers and minions are turned off, and their minions are actually turned to 1 health. So you gotta kind of keep an eye on the map objectives to know what to do there. But for this one, anytime there's a map objective that comes up, you generally want to go to it. So one thing we should be doing, though, is we should be going into lane and getting experience at this point. So let's go up to the top lane here, Justin. An important thing to note, it's kind of slow moving between lanes. If you press the Z button, you can actually get onto a horse, and it'll speed you up too.
okay.
If you take any damage while you're on your horse, though, you'll dismount. So just something to keep an eye on. So we should probably try and get rid of these minions in the lane because they're pushing pretty hard. You see those 2 big guys?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Those are actually mercenaries. So periodically around the map, you can see them. There's one right here. There's one over here. Those are mercenary camps. You can defeat those mercenary camps to get them to help come and push the lane for you, and they'll fight in the lane for you, basically, and help put pressure on the enemy defenses. So there's another objective that's spawning down here on the map for our tribute
First,
again.
my first mouse button is not like. See how I'm just standing there right now? I'm
Yep.
clicking first finger on the guys doing nothing.
Left click doesn't
I-
do it much in this game at all. It's all right click.
Gotcha.
So you pretty much always want to right click on this stuff. Alright. So one thing that, I mean, we're ignoring the objectives, and it's probably good just to get kind of a feel for the game to start with. You'll notice that on the bottom of your screen you've got letters Q, W, E on like abilities in the bottom there. So those do different things. For Raynor, and it's good to know because every hero has a very unique set of abilities that makes them really different. You might want to back up there. You're taking shots from the tower. So anyways, your Q, if you press your Q button, we've set your settings so on release of pressing your Q button, you're actually going to fire your ability. So if you press the Q button, Justin,
Okay.
yeah, you just get kind of a shotgun blast. It's a pushback ability. W increases your speed of your attack. So if you press W, and everyone around you, so press W, so you just like inspired everyone. So everyone's got a faster attack ability there. And then your E is actually a passive thing. It just, once you get damaged down to like a below 30% of your health or thereabouts, you'll get a free healing boost. So you'll actually see under your feet, you've got these little plus symbols. That means your healing boost is available. After you use it, you don't get it infinitely. You only get it every 30 or 50 seconds or whatever it is. So you gotta be kind of careful if you're waiting. If you're expecting that to come and it's on cooldown, which is what that's called, you can't use it again. But you'll notice that when you press your Q button, for instance, like the Q on the bottom changes and you end up getting a timer counting down. That is the amount of time you've got to wait before you can use that ability again. So you have a certain amount of time, and it depends on what ability it is that you can between the uses. Those abilities take up mana too, so you'll notice you've got a health bar. You got your health on the top, which is in green for you, and then right below it, you've got your mana bar. So you can run out of mana, and every ability takes up mana, so you gotta kind of be careful. The only way to replenish that is you can actually go, if you follow me here, just follow me for a sec. There's a well here. If you right click on that, you can actually fill up your health and mana. Just right click on it.
That seems
See, it
generous.
fills up. It heals over time, so it takes us a little bit of time, but you'll heal up. So if you're kind of low on health, that's a good resource you can go to. The other resource you can go to is you can go right back to your core by pressing the B button, actually. Your B button will start you hearthing. This kind of animation, you can see that I'm doing here.
It was rather violent.
Whoa.
Yeah, be
okay.
careful. You're taking tower shots. If you get within range of these towers here, they do massive damage. But one thing I want to show you is if you press the B button, you'll start to
Okay.
hearth. And it takes a second. If you take damage during this, it'll interrupt it. So you got to make sure you're in a safe
Okay.
spot. it'll take you back to base, and you'll notice you'll fill up really, really fast on your health and everything. So if you are in real danger, you don't have any way of healing up, you just go back to base, you'll heal up to full. You know, automatically puts you back on your horse too, so you can get around a little bit faster. Okay, so let's head over. We actually have a curse right now. Our team's winning for us, even though we're not participating, oddly enough. But here, I'm going to show you just one other thing of the mercenary camps and how they work. So if you follow me up here, see these yellow spots on the map? There's this one here, for instance. If you come up to me here, you can attack these mercenaries. They're kind of like neutral minions. And once you kill them, they'll fight for your team. So we can just fight them here. Once they're down, we got a teammate
So my
coming
guy
to help
kind
us.
of stands. Like, I don't really need to move my guy around a lot.
I'll teach you about movement, because you'll notice that as you get a little bit more advanced, you want to be moving as you're attacking, so that you can dodge. Like people, you're a little bit harder to hit. Like if you're just standing there, you're moving. You're not a moving target. You're really easy to hit, and people can really smoke you pretty easily with really strong abilities. So anyhow, you see that the guys that we just killed, they're now running down the middle lane here, and they're going to put extra pressure on this middle lane with our regular little minions to add a little bit extra offense to that lane there. So let's just join our team here, Justin. We'll try and attack some of these heroes, kill them maybe, and kind of do some damage. You can probably actually win the game here because it's on easy mode. We do damage to the tower. See the tower here on the bottom? It's shooting us. You can see how much ammo it has left based on the little dots below its health bar. And as you hit it, its health goes down until you destroy it. It no longer does damage to us. You can kill the other enemy teams well. There we just killed it there so they can't tap from it anymore and get more health back. Towers hit really hard. One thing to note too is they'll actually prioritize hitting minions and mercenaries in the lane. So they're not shooting at us, they're actually shooting at the little guys in the lane. So one good thing to make sure you do is if you're ever going on like a tower or any of their defenses, that you've got little guys taking the tower shot so you're not taking that damage, because that's a lot of damage they'd be putting on you. Okay, so right now our middle lane is pushed all the way. All the defenses in the entire middle lane are done for them, right? So one thing you'll notice is the mercenaries, the minions that spawn in our lane. You don't want to back off here, that you're going to die if you don't, because you're going to take damage from 3 guys as well as our minions. So see how these minions, there's 3 guys in the front, there's 1 dude in the middle, and there's 3 guys in the back of our minion wave. There's going to be new ones that are going to be spawning catapults that siege with them, because we got rid of this structure right here. As soon as you get rid of that, that's called the keep, you start spawning catapults in your lane, and they're powerful. If you come back a little bit, Justin, you don't want to die there too. You'll notice that all of a sudden now this one here's got a catapult with it in the back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That happens after you defeat the keep, and it puts a lot of pressure on, because if you've got that and the other side doesn't have that in the lane, it'll actually put a lot of pressure on that lane for you. So they
I
can't.
can't charge my power right now, can I? Anywhere there without
You can. We can go back and we can find a well. The well here in the middle lane's actually destroyed, but we can go to the bottom lane. Let's go to the bottom lane. If you can follow me here, there's a tribute coming anyways there that we get an objective for. We gotta be careful. There's the enemy team is right below us. But if we head over here, if you just follow me, we'll go tap the well. Be careful though, the whole enemy team's like right there. They're about to get a curse, but right where I am,
Oh shit.
you actually ended up healing up because your trait. Remember how I said every once in a while you get a heal boost from your trait?
Yeah.
But anyways, if you right click on the well here, you can get full health anyhow. Okay, so let's. We've been cursed. They got 3 tributes. Those objectives. So all of our guys, see if they have little like symbols above them. They've got 1 health each. So a single hit of anything will kill them. And all of our towers are turned off right now, so they're not doing any damage. So if you notice, they're actually doing a little bit of damage to our middle lane right now. So you should probably go up there and try and defend that. So you follow me up here.
Oh, you're blue on the map. I see. Okay, got it.
See, they just destroyed one of our defenses. That's okay.
Literally, first button does absolutely nothing.
It does a few things. I don't want to complicate it right now. Just don't worry about it. Just use the right click pretty much for everything at the moment. We'll get into some more of the complicated mechanics, maybe the second time that we do this. But for now, we're just trying to get used to like how the maps and things work. So we want to kill these guys because they're pushing pressure on our forts, and our forts aren't doing anything. So one good thing to do is try and focus somebody. So let's try and kill this Rainer here, your evil clone.
And so the curse ends.
There we go. And then we can kill Lily here as well. She's taking tower shots. I can actually jump and block her here so you can do some damage. There we go. Anyhow, so let's push this lane back because it's doing some damage to us. Get a little bit of experience along the way. You notice that we're on level 17. They're on level 14. That's actually pretty important. We've got a 3-level lead, so we're actually significantly stronger than their team. After level 10 or 12, you should actually kind of group up with your team generally. What we've been doing is pretty poor in terms of strategy. You want to group up with your team because you don't want to be caught out by yourself, because generally you want to be, whenever you're fighting, you want to make sure you've got a numbers advantage, or at least you're on equal footing. So
Okay.
I'll ping the rest of the team so they'll come and follow us here. Okay, they should come to us now. So maybe one thing that we can do here is get a little bit of pressure. So let's go get one of these mercenary camps. You follow me here? I'm just going to go to this mercenary camp right here. We're going to try and take it, put a little bit of pressure on their core, and maybe we'll try and win so we can actually get into a real game.
Can I auto follow if I just like click you?
You can click anywhere on the map and you'll automatically path to that location. So if you click somewhere far away on the map, it'll take you the shortest route. You gotta be careful though, because you could be walking through a dangerous area or defenses or something as well. Okay, so let's follow these mercenaries here, and we'll follow them and try and actually push to win. We've actually got 3 catapults here as well, just where I'm standing here, which is pretty powerful because these guys do a lot of siege damage. So let's just kind of go here. We can probably finish the game actually. See if we can get a kill. See, they're taking the shots from the core too, so we don't have to worry about tanking the damage from the core itself. So yeah, maybe we try and get a kill on one of these guys who kill that Rainer to start, I guess. Oh, you might want to back off. You're getting slammed there, Justin.
Yeah, it's he always wants to run in.
Yeah. One thing about you is your range, so you can stand back far, right? You can always readjust your positioning and start shooting again, right? You don't have to get super close to anybody.
Double kill.
Are we focusing on that big tower thing, or just people? in
You
general?
can be like, it's actually at 48% right now, and when we get to 0, we're gonna win. We've almost won, so you can just focus the tower and just kind of push for the win and not worry about the other heroes for now. And there we go, we just won.
Sweet.
Okay, so first time. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Hey, just in the chat room, welcome to the game.
Oh, wow.
Just for those of you that don't know, those who just popped in here, I'm just teaching my buddy Juice how to play the game. This is his first time ever playing a MOBA. And it's kind of funny to go back on and see all the things that you take for granted in someone who's never played before. So we're just going over some basic mechanics, and actually down the road, Liquid and Mystic, the other co-hosts of our show, are going to be doing more advanced bits, but I'm just taking a beginner through the game here. Okay, so this is just like a little bit of a post-game screen. I won't go into a lot of this here. Some of the important things, though, is you might get some loot chests along the way. Loot chests give you different heroes, different skins that you can apply to your heroes and stuff like that. So if you have any loot chests, Justin, you click on loot along the top of the screen. You can actually open some loot chests and see what you get. I got a couple here, too, so I'm going to see what I got in there. It's very similar to Hearthstone. I know you're very like Hearthstone-oriented because you play that game quite a bit. It's kind of like opening packs.
So I exit this screen first, I guess?
Yeah, and then you just click on the loot along the top. I'm opening it up. I got a couple of skins here, some sprays. You can get some heroes as well. It's a little bit hard to get heroes, but yeah. So see what you crack open. Might crack open some cool stuff. Okay.
Really didn't get any, I don't think.
Okay. So I'm gonna take you into a game with real people this time and see how it goes.
Okay. Can I change one thing? Can I change the right mouse button to the left one?
No.
It's
Well, I mean, you
massively
can
throwing me off, like-
technically. I know it might.
It's crazy. Clicking with my right finger is impossible.
You know what, though? It's something that you're going to get very used to. And it might seem strange at first. A lot of the mechanics will. Left button does some things that you're going to need later on. But for now, we're just going to stick to using the right mouse button for clicking. And it's one of those things like that might seem strange at first, but you're going to get used to it. And it's going to seem like second nature. And you're going to feel weird if you have to left click on things.
Even if I like permanently switch them, even, you think?
Yeah, it's set up this way for a reason, and it's good just to kind of get used to it. I know, like I said, like anything might kind of seem strange at first, but as you go through, you'll notice that it makes a lot more sense the way that it is set up. Okay, so we're going to try this again. We'll set you up as Rainer as well, and maybe this time that we go through, we're going to focus a little bit more on talents, because it's kind of an important aspect of the game. As I mentioned before, as you go through different levels and you level your character up, you get different talents that you can pick. So if you click, if you're on the screen here and you click on the talents on the bottom left, you can actually get a bit of a preview of the different talents that you can select along the way. Okay, if
Okay.
you're clicking there with me, it shows you the different levels that you unlock different talents at. So level 1, you'll have here. I'm going to change to Rainer so I can see your screen is the same things you have. You've got Give Me
Okay.
More, Seasons
Give me
Marksman.
1 sec here.
Yep.
I accidentally opened up a chest. Apparently I did have one. Just quickly open them up.
Yeah, and
Facts,
those chests, you're going to look at them,
good.
you're going to have no idea what they're for or anything. But they do give you skins and sprays and voice lines. It's mostly cosmetic stuff that doesn't affect your gameplay. Occasionally you do pick out a hero, which will be useful in the future. But for now, we're just going to kind of keep it to this for now, so we keep it a little bit easier.
Okay, so I'm back to the main screen now, looking at the guy.
So if you click on talents, you'll see like on the bottom left of your screen there, you'll have a whole bunch of different levels on the left that shows you get talents at level 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, and 20. I'm just going to talk to you a bit about these before we get into the next game, so you know what is happening here as you go through. So on your first level talents, like as soon as you start the game, you start at level 1. You have 3 options as Rainer: Give Me More, Seasons Marksman, Scouting Drone. I'm not going to talk too much about like which ones are better, but you can take a look at these. What they do is they change, like I said, they augment existing abilities or add new abilities to your kit. So let's take actually a quick look. Let's take a step back and look at your abilities. So just to the left of the talents, there's the abilities button. Because I mean, we played, but I didn't really go over what his abilities were, and it's probably a good idea to go over these before you start playing any hero, just so you get an idea or a good grasp of how to play that hero. Because every hero is so different and very unique. Rainer's very basic, and he's a good like teaching tool, but every other hero has like such a completely unique set of abilities. That's good to like check on these first. So every hero's basic attacks, which is what you were doing. In general, you right click on anything, or if you're staying near an enemy target, you'll start automatically attacking that hero with your basic attacks. Rainer's got a very strong basic attack. He's actually, like, most of his damage is going to come from basic attacks, which is why we're starting with him. Some heroes actually have most of their damage coming from these Q, W, and E abilities. But even though you don't have a lot of damage coming from it, you should still know what they do. So your Q, that was that little shotgun blast you were doing. It knocks back and does damage to heroes in a line or enemies in a line. It's on a 12-second cooldown, so you can only use it every 12 seconds. If you hover over it on your abilities bar there, you'll actually see it gives you a bit more of a detailed description of what it does. Your W button is Inspire. So that increases your attack speed and your allies around you, including your little minions that you're fighting with. So if you're in a lane, you got a bunch of minions around you, got a bunch of friends like me included with you, you press that W button, we all get a 3% bonus attack speed boost. So you'll start attacking faster, which is pretty handy for doing extra damage. Like, so essentially 30% more damage from your auto attacks. Your E ability, now most heroes you actually have to press the E button, but Rainer is like an easier hero, so it just automatically happens. When you're below 30% health, you're automatically going to get a little health boost. Now this only happen once every 40 seconds, but it happens automatically. So if you're taking damage, you'll notice that all of a sudden, once you get below 30%, it's going to go boom, 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 and heal you back up. So that's what your Adrenaline Rush does, your E ability. You don't even have to worry about pressing the button. And then also your passive, which is some heroes actually have an activatable passive trait or an activatable trait. You don't even have to worry about it too. You've got a longer range than most other heroes, and you can actually see further than other heroes as well. So you can kind of say from a safe distance, and you don't have to worry about them being able to reach you because you can outreach them. Now below that, you've got 2 heroics. Now at level 10, you get the choice of 2 heroics typically. You can choose between Hyperion and Rainer's Raiders. You chose Rainer's Raiders, and I'm sure if you noticed you chose those. You don't start with the R button as an ability, but after level 10 and you select one of these, you'll be able to choose one. Now, these are very impactful abilities. They're typically on very long cooldowns. They both will, Hyperion, the first one is 100 seconds. You can only use it once every 100 seconds. The second one, you can only use once every 80 seconds. So you got to make sure you use these in very strategic points in the game. Hyperion makes you basically have this like spaceship that comes down and just starts to barrage an area for about 12 seconds. So it's a very good zoning utility. Whereas Rainer's Raiders, it gets these little 2 ships. You might have seen it because I saw you use it last game, where you can target those ships on a hero and they'll just start attacking that dude. And they're like smaller little ships, and they'll follow that guy around, whoever you target with it, and it'll kind of put pressure on them. Okay, so that's your kit. So basically the only things you have is your Q, your W, and your auto attacks. Your W you use every once in a while just to give yourself a boost. Your Q you can use to push heroes back. Like if you're in trouble, you can push them back to get them off you, or you can do a little bit of damage. But generally you want to do it just to push heroes back. And the repositioning is a really powerful tactic or ability in this game.
Okay, and I'm assuming I use it a lot. I mean, only a 10-second cooldown.
Yeah, and Raynor doesn't have mana issues. Like he doesn't have a lot of abilities, so he doesn't usually run out of mana. Like I mentioned before, mana is the resource that you have to use your abilities. Every ability you use is going to use mana, and eventually you'll run out. It does regenerate over time, but Raynor's got so few abilities, and they're not very mana hungry, that you can just pretty much use them whenever you want. And you're never going to run out of mana. Some other heroes, it is a bit more of an issue. You have to be a bit more sparing with your ability use, but you can be pretty good and just spam them whenever they're available. Okay, so looking at your talents, now you don't want in-game to sit there and be reading these. You generally want to try and know what they are or have a kind of a plan going into it so you can quickly select them. But these are very important because at level 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, and 20, these are important talent spikes for your hero because any of these talents give yourself a little bit of a power boost, right, by augmenting an existing ability or giving you new ones. I'm just going to talk about the first level ones for you just so you can kind of get an idea of what you're getting here. There's 3 that you can pick at level 1. There's Give Me More, Season's Marksman, and Scouting Drone. You see those on your screen there?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you'll be able to choose from those. Give Me More might be a good one for you to start with. It's a bit of a crutch talent, but the Adrenaline Rush, that automatic healing you get, this, if you select this, it'll actually give you 50% more healing when that happens. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it gives you a lot more survivability. Someone's trying to burn you down. You get a huge heal instead of just a little heal by doing that. But, you know, if you pick that, you're giving up on 2 other talents, right? So you have to make choices. And these are sometimes difficult choices depending on who's on your team, who's on the other team. But Give Me More is a decent talent. Season's Marksman is another talent. This is actually one of the more popular ones because you as an assassin, you're trying to do a lot of damage, just augments your damage. It's a questing talent. So a lot of talents in this game, like, you have to do things to get rewards. So if you hover over it, it says quest. Every minion killed near you grants you 0.2 attack damage, and takedowns, which means killing an enemy hero, grants you 0.5 attack damage. So basically, the more minions you're near and the more heroes you're near that die, your basic attack damage goes up. It already scales at 4% every time you go up a level, but this is also going to scale even further because every minion you're near is going to boost it even more. And this can be pretty significant. You can like double your attack damage like over the course of the game by using this. And after you get 40 bonus attack damage, you also get an extra ability too, but I won't go into that. But there's just things like that. And then finally you've got Scouting Drone, which gives you, it actually makes your number 1 button do something. Sometimes you get abilities that add an extra button to your keyboard, and usually it's the 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. You put it on anywhere you want, and it'll actually kind of give you vision of that area as long as it exists. And those things look like they exist for about 45 seconds, unless they get burned down.
Number 1 on the keyboard would activate that? Okay.
Yeah, but you'll see that as it goes. You know what? I'm gonna boost the difficulty. We'll stick to AI because I think we've got an AI quest too to give us some gold. Maybe we'll stay in AI today. We'll see how things go. But if you hit sorry, I shouldn't be Raynor. It should be a different character here, so you can be Raynor. I will go back to being Muradin again, so I can kind of stand in front for you. I've increased the difficulty, so it's not going to be as easy to win. But hopefully now you've got a bit of an idea of what's kind of going on in the game. One thing I'm going to get you to do after you ready up, you have to hit the ready button so we can get started too.
Oh, okay. Cancel. There we go.
Okay, well, I was going to say we hit the same buttons while I queue up, but I forgot we're doing AI, so there's no queue time at all. You start right away. Okay, so what we're going to try and focus on this time is a bit more like playing smartly and going to where we need to be on the map. We had a game so you kind of get the feel for how things work, how you know your buttons work and everything. You know how the talents work now. You got to pick one at certain levels. It'll pop up in the bottom left there, so you pick one now. You can pick whatever you think makes sense for you based on what we talked about there. I'm not sure which one you're going to go for, but feel free to pick one.
Okay.
Which one did you go for?
I hold down control to look at it. I did Season's Marksman.
Okay, yeah. You want to do damage. You want to get some kills? Okay, so follow me. We'll start by going through the middle lane here. Generally, what you want to do in the early stages of the game, you want to make sure that there's someone in each lane soaking experience. As I mentioned before, like the minions give you experience, right? So you want to make sure you're not losing out on that experience, because if you lose out on experience, you lose out on levels, and the other team will get a level lead and be stronger, and you'll be weaker, and it'll make it tougher as you're going along. So if we head over here, you'll also notice one thing too, Justin, is that if you follow me here into the middle lane, the edge of your vision it's dark. You can't see anything. You have no information of what's past there. So you can't see enemy heroes. You see like they kind of disappear into the darkness at a certain distance. That's a fog of war. A lot of games have that mechanic. You might actually not be used to that. It's very common for like Warcraft, Starcraft type overhead third-person, like bird's eye view strategy games. But you can't see anything past there. So just because you can't see a hero in there doesn't mean that no one's there. So it's important to know because you can hide from other heroes. Like they can't see us right now, right? Because there's nothing that's granting them vision of where we are. There's certain things that do grant vision in the game. Like they're little minion guys, like these little dudes. They grant vision. Like we can see if someone's attacking them in a different lane, even if there's not a hero there. Heroes give vision as well as towers and things too. So it's just good to kind of keep an eye on the mini map to see where people are, and you can get vision of different spots in the game. Like right now, you can see in the bottom lane, there's 2 heroes down there. And we don't have any heroes down there right now, but they've got 2, and we can see them because our minions were there, right? And they disappeared in the darkness for a second, but they reappeared again once they got to our towers, because that's where we got vision again of them. So one thing we should probably be doing here is there's no one soaking experience in the bottom lane, so we should probably head down to the bottom lane. So if you press Z button, get on your horse. It's always good to get on your horse when you're going to go a long distance. Follow me down to the bottom. We'll soak the experience here. We've got a hero in the middle lane already soaking experience there, so we don't have to worry about that so much. Now we see there's one guy here, but there might be more. We don't know. She might be hiding in the dark area, right? Because we can't see that. But we want to make sure that we're getting the experience from here. So that Thrall guy, he's being a little aggressive. Let's try and kill him here since he's just standing there. There we go. We got a kill. Now they're not soaking experience in this lane, so killing a hero in lane is actually pretty powerful. Not for getting experience from that hero, but because they're not now soaking experience that we are soaking in this lane. Because any minion that dies when they're not in lane when they die is lost experience to those people.
Oh, because we're killing their minions.
Yeah, and our minions are dying, and there's no one around the minions for them to get experience from. Okay, so now let's get up on our horses because there's one of our objectives is up. So let's go up to see on the mini map at the very top of the mini map. We got to get there. So press Z. Mount up. Press Z to mount up. There you go. So we got to get up there as fast as we can. While we're going up, we can take a. But you know what? They're gonna get it. Yep. So they got the objective before we even had a chance to get there.
So, oh shoot.
So you gotta get there pretty fast sometimes. And generally, when an objective happens, at least when you're a beginner, you want to get to it as quickly as possible. So now the problem is, Justin, we've left the bottom lane where no one's soaking it. So let's go back down there and soak that experience. Soaking experience isn't as important once you get past level 10, but in the beginning of the game, the experience from minions is very important. As you get to later game, experience from minions becomes more important. You also get experience for killing towers as well as heroes and taking mercenary camps too. So right here, since there's none of them are in lane, we're actually going to have more minions here in lane than they will, right? And nothing's attacking our minions except for their minions. But once we attack enough of them, our minions are moving within tower range, so the towers are firing at them. So as long as the towers are firing at those minions, we can walk up to them safely and attack the towers because they focus on the little guys and they prioritize the little guys before they prioritize us. So this bottom one's gonna start shooting me as soon as all our dudes are gone. And they do massive damage, so you want to be careful. But they're both actually out of ammunition now. You see the little icon above them?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so you might want to get out of the way because you're getting smoked there. One good thing to do as here is always you want to try and stay safe, right? Because you don't have much health. Let's get on your horse, press Z, and let's get up to that objective quickly. Because the objective is spawned pretty high up here. Okay, it looks like they're going to get it before we even had a chance to get there again. So you gotta respond pretty fast when you see those objectives spawn. So we got a bit of... Okay, there's a bit of a team fight going on here, so we probably want to try and maybe kill this Jaina here. Oops. Maybe the Sylvanas now.
Triple kill.
Alright, so we got some kills there. So now we've got more people on the map than they do, so you can take advantage of situations like this and try and get some damage on their forts and structures and things. Because we know we don't have to worry about 5 of them appearing out of nowhere and coming after us, right?
Just like
yeah. Remember, killing these defenses here, this is like permanent damage we're doing to their defenses, right? There's no way, I mean, there's not really any way, at least that we're going to talk about now, that they can recover that damage. So it's very important when you can to try and damage their defenses and structures. Okay, we got a bit of a team fight here. It's good for you to kind of keep behind me, Justin, if you can. Let the tanks, me and Varian are the 2 tanks here, try and stay in the front, and you just do damage from behind. We'll try and keep them away from you, basically, while you do damage. That's the role of the tank, whereas the role of you, the assassin, is to do as much damage as possible. So me and Varian actually doing a pretty good job here. Obviously, Sylvanas is coming to you. I'll try and keep her away from you there. And I don't know why their Jaina's walking there, but let's try and kill her. So here. We can probably chase her here. No one's really following me. Okay, so there's an objective that's spawning here, and this is important because they've already gotten 2 of these. So if they get another one, we're actually gonna get cursed. And you know what? I might die here because all of our team decided to ditch us. Okay, so you might want to back up here because there's more of them than us, and that's usually not a good situation to be in. But we got cursed, so now our guys all our minions are 1 health, and all our towers are shut off, so nothing's pushing back really. So this is really powerful for them. Right now they can really push through lanes and do a lot of damage really easily. Okay, so we reached level 10 before they did, so we got our heroic abilities, or that talent here at level 10 where you get the extra button. So this is a really important decision. I'm going to say take Hyperion, Justin, of the 2 options.
Oh shoot, I took, yeah I did, yeah, I got that one, yeah.
Okay, it's really cool, this ability, and I'll show you what it is. Actually, you want to do it for the sake of it? Come over here. Now, come up to this tower and press the R button and point in the direction of the towers. You'll see what it does. Okay, press the R button. You're about to die if you don't. Yeah, there you go. So, so you can actually direct it in a certain direction. You directed it to the top left, but you should direct it towards their towers, and it basically barrages everything in that big circle. So it's a really powerful tool, especially when you're in a big fight.
I totally wasted it.
Oh, that's fine. I just want to show you what it is. Like, you didn't know what it did, right? So it's kind of hard to know.
Let the curse end.
Okay. So here we go. We're doing a little bit of pressure here. That's good. So if you look on the mini map right now, they've killed one of our towers. Our forts, sorry. We've killed one of their forts in the middle. We're ahead of them in level, so we're actually probably winning here. But we gotta be careful because that can quickly change. You're about to die. Ooh, nice. You got out of there. So you got your little healing boost, just kind of healed you through that. But right now, what was happening was that tower was doing damage to you because there was no little guys for it to focus on, right? So like right now, as soon as our little guy dies, oh, now it's suddenly hitting us. It's doing massive damage. You might die here. Yep. And now you gotta wait 20 seconds to respawn. By the way, your spawn timer, you see how you're dead for 20 seconds? That gets longer the later into the game you go. So if you are like late game, that could be like a minute or even 2 minutes too if you're really late game. So you gotta be really careful. Dying the further in the game you get, the more deaths matter because it means that someone's off the board for longer. Right? But the one advantage is you come back full health. You can come back in the lane with me here. You can push ahead. So the next, the next objective is about to spawn. So one thing that we're going to want to do is kind of keep an eye on the map for it, and there's usually an announcement about it. We want to go there right away. We've been pretty late getting to them, and that's just why they've gotten all the objectives so far. We want to make sure we're ones get the next curse, so the curse is very powerful for doing push damage in the game and ultimately helping you win. So you need to pick a talent here. Yeah, you can get used to the timings too. Like you get a feel for how often map objectives come up. Some of them are set times. You might want to get out of there taking tower shots. Ooh, buddy. Oh, you got out of there. Okay. You gotta be really cognizant is when you go into tower range. You can see what tower range is too because there's this red circle around the towers. If you go within that, it's within your range. Yeah, see, and that's a cool thing too because watch it get out of that circle. So one thing that's important to know, and one thing you would have no knowledge of yet, is you started the game. Is Jaina, for instance, she's got a set of abilities, and you were standing in the middle of one taking huge damage from one. A second ago, she's got something called Blizzard, where she puts a circle on the ground and puts like a snowstorm in there, and you were standing in it taking massive amounts of damage. So a lot of the game is learning what all the heroes do, so you can avoid things like that. You know what you're getting into. Okay, so they're gonna get this objective again. We're actually still doing okay considering we haven't got any objectives. But generally, you don't want to go to the objective until you've got a full team if the other team's got more heroes on the board and on the field than you do.
Oh, man. Oh, it's not that far to walk.
Yeah, well, that's when you're on your horse, you can It's a lot faster. Just as you can see, if you die, not only do you have to wait for yourself to respawn and you get the extreme experience, it takes a while for you to get back to where you want to go.
Yeah.
This is actually a big map. A lot of maps are smaller than this, and you can get to where you need to be a lot faster. But let's keep putting pressure on this because this fort here is actually out of ammo, so we don't have to worry about taking tower shots. Let's try and kill this Thrall guy too while we're here. You with me still, Justin?
Yep. Oh, there we go.
So I'm gonna try and
Gather tribute or face me.
keep attacking that Thrall guy. We'll see if we can kill him first.
Oh, okay.
We won't let him get
Oh,
away.
he's running.
Yeah, there we go. We killed him. Okay, let's go to the objective because it's actually really close to us here. We can finally get to one. Oh dear lord, there's a whole bunch of them here. Let's see if we can kill this Jaina first here. Don't stand in that circle. She's doing blizzard damage there. Yep. Alright, we can probably kill her too. Actually, I can stun her in a second. There we go. Perfect. Now you'll notice that Tyrande there, she's right-clicked on Curse. We got it because no one damaged her for a few seconds while she was right-clicking on it. So now we've got, if you look at the bottom right of your screen, we've got 1 out of 3 tributes. Once we get 3 of them, we'll curse the other team. So that's what we want. That's kind of our goal here, because if we get the next curse, we can actually win. So just keep following me around here. We'll clear out this lane. So we can get some pressure by clearing out mercenaries here. They're not paying attention to us. I'm going to actually try and ping our computer friends here, so they'll start to follow us automatically. You can just hold down the alt button and right click on them to do that. So if we go here, we can actually try and put a little pressure here. Looks like you're gonna have a team fight. So again, in team fight situations, so you want to try and Justin, since you're the ranged assassin, stay behind
Use a
the
W.
tanks.
Would I inspire then, probably?
Yeah, inspire. You can inspire like when you're in the middle of a fight. Good time to inspire. You'll inspire everyone kind of around you. See, we're doing good damage here, so this kind of like keep it up here.
So I can kill both though, the gate and the.
Yep, the gate is just a barrier. It doesn't do any damage to you, but you still it's useful because then you can get past it, right? So we should probably back off this. Okay, they're gonna get the next tribute, but that's okay because we're doing a lot of damage to their permanent structures here. So kind of keep an eye out too, because it's gonna start attack. These towers are gonna start attacking us once the minions are all dead. Like right now, it's attacking their range, which is okay. So yeah, we killed their keep. So now this lane's gonna start spawning catapults, which will put a lot of pressure on them here. So their middle lane is all the way pushed out. We can actually start damaging their core. They got 2 guys dead. We gotta be careful though, because as soon as they come back to life, they're gonna be right here, full health. That's perfect. I'm gonna say this is a good time to use your ability there. Boom. Yeah. Kill that right away. Now I just focus, because we're almost done, I just focus on killing the core now, because we're just gonna win the game. You don't have to worry about the other guys. There we go, just keep going, keep burning it down, keep burning it. When they die, I had a sliver of health, but we won the game. Okay.
Oh my god, that was close.
So there's a lot of stuff going on, and
Oh,
this isn't easy for someone new to the game to kind of wrap their head around. Over time, it'll get a little bit easier. I'm trying to keep away from some of the more complicated concepts. So we'll just kind of keep it simple as we go through these first few AI games and jump into an actual match with real people. So let's do one more AI game, but I think just because we've got a questing talent. And by the way, this game's got quests, and after you complete these quests, like, play 3 games on AI, it's very similar to Hearthstone. Like, you used to have to play, like, 3 games as Malfurion or whatever, right? And that would get you some bonus gold. Well, we've got gold in this game as well, and gold can buy you heroes. So you can see what your daily quests are, but click on the little exclamation icon at the bottom right. Now I've got a quest that says play 3 versus AI games, and I've completed 2 of those 3 to get 300 gold. And I want to unlock some more heroes, so I'm getting sick of playing Mirrodin here, and we don't have very big hero pools. So one way to unlock heroes is by getting gold to buy them. As you level up, you get more gold, you get gems. We'll kind of go over that stuff as we go along.
you get gems too.
Yeah, gems are kind of the in-game money currency. So like you buy with real money gems, you can use them to buy heroes and skins and things. Coins are what you get their in-game currency. You can use those to buy heroes and reroll loot chests, but that's not very important at this point. And then finally, there's shards, which is kind of like dust in Hearthstone. It's what you if you get duplicates, you can use it to craft things. So do you want to try a different hero, Justin, or do you want to keep going with Raynor?
I can try another one if you think. Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's go with Jaina then. She's one of your basic spellcasters. It's kind of a bit of an antithesis to Raynor because she's on the other end of the spectrum. Her regular attacks don't do much damage, whereas her abilities do most damage for her. Hey gang, Bush Squad, good to see you there in chat, guys. We're just teaching my buddy Juice how to play the game. It's his first time playing HOTS. So it's interesting mechanic, taking someone new into the game and teaching them how to go about all this stuff. Hopefully people will be able to look back on the VODs of this and learn when they're trying to get into the game. So Juice here is going to take Jaina as his hero. So select your hero. Oh, you've already done it. You click on your hero. You can pick it from the hero pool there. So let's look at her abilities before we start, just so you can kind of get an idea of what she does. Because unlike Raynor, just right-clicking on people, you're not going to do a lot of damage. She's a spellcaster. She's ranged assassin, so she still does a lot of damage. That's her role. Her role is to get kills and do it at a distance. But she's more about burst damage, like doing it all at once, not kind of like over time like Raynor. Raynor just puts that constant pressure on with constant attacks. For Jaina, I'm going to switch to her too so you can see on the stream here as we go through with you. If you click on the abilities button, the bottom left there, Justin, her Q is Frostbolt, her W is Blizzard, and her E is Cone of Cold. So these abilities, her Q ability, it's almost like throwing a dagger out at the enemies. It's a skill shot, so it's not necessarily going to hit anybody because you just got to throw it in a direction, right? It's very similar to Raynor's Q that he had there, that shotgun. It shoots in a direction. If it hits someone, it does damage to that target, and it chills them. Chilling is actually really important dynamic to how Jaina works. Maybe let's look at that first. If you look at Frostbite, it's a passive ability. This is called her trait. It's nothing that you have to activate. It's not like you press a button to do this. It just does it innately. Any of her abilities will chill targets. So if you hit anybody with any of your abilities, it chills them. You're a frost mage. You're doing ice damage. So it slows them by 25% and makes all of your other abilities do 50% more damage. And any chilled effect lasts for 4 seconds. So one thing about Jaina that you want to do is you want to constantly be slowing people so they can't run away from you very fast. You want to be doing combos of like all your abilities, so you do bonus damage because anything that you damage is already chilled. You get 50% extra damage on, which is huge. So that's one thing about Jaina. You typically want to combo your abilities, and this is where it gets a bit more important to like know what kind of order you're throwing things out in, like in terms of your abilities, and you kind of keeping an eye on what your cooldowns are too, because Jaina has very long cooldowns. For Raynor, you're auto-attacking, doing your damage all the time, but for Jaina, you're throwing out all your damage in a couple seconds, and you gotta wait for everything to come back off cooldown to use it again. And mana becomes a bit more of an issue too, because you gotta be careful because you're gonna run out of mana a lot faster with spellcasters typically. So the other two abilities, on your W button, you've got Blizzard. Remember that little circle you saw on the ground with like the little shards kind of like raining down from the sky? That's Blizzard. Yep. You basically paint a circle on the ground, and I'm not sure if you noticed, Justin, too, you can hold down the button. So if you hold down W, it'll actually show you where you can place your ability. As soon as you let go of the W button, it'll actually cast the ability on that spot. So you can kind of place where you're going to do it. If you want to cancel that ability while you're in the middle of holding down W, you just right-click and it'll cancel it. And then your E ability, it's a Cone of Cold. So you kind of make this triangle shot out from your body in the direction of your cursor when you press the E button. And again, if you hold down the E button, you can see what the area is before you let go. It'll actually do damage in an area like that, and anything that's caught in that cone will get frost damage done to them as well. So what you kind of want to do is you want to catch them with your E or your Q, and you want to put a Blizzard on them and just kind of do massive damage to them. The problem is all these cooldowns like 10, 15 seconds on Blizzard, 10 seconds on Cone of Cold, so you can only do one of these every 10, 15 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in a team fight it can be a long time.
Okay.
You've got two heroics. You got Ring of Frost and Summer Water Elemental. Ring of Frost puts this big circle on the ground, and if someone catches the edge of it, it freezes them in place, and they can't move for a few seconds, which is amazing for you because it chills them so that they take extra damage from you. And they're not moving. So you can throw down your Blizzard. They keep getting hit by the snowstorm. They can't even move out of it. So you can do insane damage. If you throw that down first, it freezes everyone in place. You can actually catch many heroes at once. Throw down your Cone of Cold, throw down your Blizzard, toss a Frostbolt in there. You can do insane amounts of damage in a very short amount of time. A lot of burst damage. Some Water Elemental is your other one. You can click that on a hero, basically, and it'll just kind of pester that hero, following them and attacking them as they go. So Ring of Frost is usually the one that's picked, but you can also pick some Water Elemental. That's fine here as well.
Water Elemental out of target. Okay.
Yeah, so you got that level 10. Okay, let's do the final AI game before... Actually, you know what? Let's boost up the difficulty a little bit more.
Let me just quickly look at one thing. I just want to see what the. I think I got all the buttons down.
Yeah, so QW and E.
Man, it's so confusing. It's definitely not Halo. I mean,
I know. Yeah, there's a lot of information to get to it, and it's funny. Like a lot of people think it's a very simple mechanics game, and because like you don't have to like aim for headshots, like very minute details. But there is a lot of like positioning and being very careful as you're moving around the screen. We'll get into like maybe a bit more movement once you get a bit more comfortable with just how the game flows. But generally, you want to be adjusting your position and kind of staying safe most of the time while you're casting your abilities. Especially as a ranged assassin, which is the role that you're playing here with Jaina, you don't have very much health. So if someone catches you out of position and jumps on you, you're probably going to be dead. So you need to make sure you stay a safe distance back and try and avoid taking damage at all costs. So hit the ready up button whenever you're ready there, Justin. We'll get into it here.
Hold the camera will follow your hero. Moves around the map. Oh, weird.
Yeah, you press the ready
Okay,
button when
got
you're ready
it.
to go, and we can start going in here.
Boom.
You have any questions at all about how things have been going so far?
Not yet. It's the hardest thing so far has been just trying to figure out the controlling mechanics. To be honest, it should
Yeah.
be.
And-
I think it'd be the easiest part, but that's the part I'm having the most hard time with. But everything else I'm following.
Yeah, and it'll become
So-
second nature as you go to it. Like every time you play, like now you know how the minions work and the lanes work and experience and everything, right? You know how like the talents work. It's just kind of like layering on knowledge. There's so many layers that like you'll be learning. You know, even if you play like thousands of hours of this game, over time you'll constantly be learning more things. But you don't want to get overwhelmed with the beginning, so it's good to keep things kind of simple. So
Yeah.
like even right now, I'm not even going over the talents with you. I'm just letting you pick whatever you want. A lot of things, a lot of these talents that you pick kind of work with each other. They synergize well together. Whereas the ones you're probably picking are just more randomized, right? So you're not getting kind of the optimal builds for characters. But again, we can go into that maybe in the second series of videos that we do for this. Just worry about kind of map mechanics.
for
and
sure. Okay. Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna come
So
down.
let's
follow
head down
you.
to the bottom lane. Justin, we'll start down there. Let the rest of the characters take care of the other lanes. Make sure we're soaking experience in all lanes. The mini map.
Oh.
It's something you probably
My
haven't
guy
been
was
looking at
stuck.
too much. The mini map is actually a very important piece of information, and ironically, you should be looking at that mini map almost as much as you're looking at your own screen.
Okay.
Because one important thing is you know that the other team only has 5 heroes, right? So knowing where they are at all times is really important because they might all be hiding in a bush. You don't know that, but if you see 5 of them on the screen, you know that you're safe because you know there's no one else near you because you can tell where they are and you know that it's going to take them a while to get to you. So kind of like knowing where everyone else is in the game is an important thing to know. So you might want to back off there. That Zagara can do a lot of damage actually.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Gotta get used to this new character.
Yeah,
So she doesn't shoot anymore. Oh, she does. She kind of throws it in.
she does. There's not very powerful.
Range.
So you might want to practice using your W on the middle of the wave there. So like try putting it right there. So yep, see how if you hold it down for a second, you can actually see where you're going to place it before you place it. Same with your E too. If you hold the E down before letting go, it shows you what direction you're going to put it in. If you right click, it'll cancel it, but you can kind of see where you're going to shoot it, right? That's
Okay.
called quick cast on release. So it's a good way to kind of get used to it. But you're taking tower damage, you're going to want to back up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. You never want to get too close to the towers. In this phase, it's actually generally okay. You don't have to keep pushing in the lane. Once you've cleared all the minions, if you know that you're not really safe or you're worried about taking tower shots, just sit back and just soak the experience. You don't even have to be doing damage. You might want to go back up because if you take one shot, Justin, you're going to die. You might want to come back here and get some health, right, from that spot there.
Health man. Okay.
Yeah, so one thing to keep in mind, like health is a very important resource in this game. You don't want to take unnecessary damage if you don't have to. Like you just basically got chunked down to like, next to no health.
Can I leave or do I gotta stay next to that health thing?
Generous.
No, you can leave it. It just heals over time once you press right click it. So. Okay, so the tribute spawned right above us, which is nice because I don't think we've made it to an objective yet. So let's quickly go up here. By the way, these bushes, you can hide in these bushes and they can't see you. People can hide in bushes. You get a little eye above you, like a little eye that's kind of blue. That means no one can see you unless they're in the bush. So
Okay.
hopefully the rest of our team's coming here because we're low outnumbered. You can throw down some abilities. That fall stat's pretty low there, Justin.
Oh wow. Armor.
Okay, I'm about to die. There we go. So you might want to use your abilities, right? Because that's what.
Whoa! I just got lit right up and like.
Yeah.
What the heck happened?
So Jaina's a little bit harder to use than Raynor. You didn't use any of your abilities there. You want to make sure you put your spells down, and you gotta use them kind of at opportune times to get the most out of them. So let's go back to the bottom. This is a little bit harder difficult. We might actually lose this game. We're down a level right now. We're down a little bit of experience. They've got the first tribute, so we're definitely losing.
Can I right click on the mini map to make them run there? I gotta go to location actually.
You can, but I actually disable that because it becomes really annoying because you'll do that by accident if you don't disable that. So one thing that you can do is just you can left click on the map where you want to go to, and then you just right click that kind of spot. It's generally good to move to the spot before you right click on it, just so you know exactly where you're moving. You can always press space bar to quickly bring yourself back to where your body is as well. So you can click on somewhere, right click, and you press the space bar, it'll quickly snap the map back to your present location. So throwing out an ability on that guy, if you got them off cooldown, or
Shall we
Oh,
see who gathers
I
enough
kept canceling
tribute
it.
this time?
Shoot.
yeah. So you see how much damage I did? Even just one hit there. Like you chunked him down to like half
jumping.
health. Okay, let's get up on our horses. There's another tribute that's up.
Eh.
We're gonna want to get to that as fast as possible. You gotta like respond right away if you want to get there before the other team does. 'Cause everyone right now is probably booking it to that location, and they're already there first, so they're gonna get it. There's almost no point in going now. Just stay where you are. Okay, so there's actually another way you can get health and mana back too, Justin. You notice the minion waves? There's one of the minions is like a little wizard dude with a pointy hat. After you kill him, he'll drop.
Oh yeah.
He'll drop a little heart, and it's a health globe, and that will actually return a little bit of health and mana to you if you get that.
It wasn't lit up yet. It took a while to turn green. I think.
Well, the enemy gets them too, and it'll show up kind of like as a faded tint if it's the enemy's one. So that was probably an enemy's one you were looking at there. Yeah, we're getting worked here. So we're probably going to keep you on auto attackers to start. It seems like it's more of your comfort zone for now. But you might want to get back in the lane here because we need some serious help.
Yeah, I'm finding it pretty hard to use this hero.
Oh, yeah? That's okay. Well, why don't we just take a step back and just try and practice some abilities. So if you hold down the W button, why don't you try and target me? Pretend like I'm the enemy here. Hold on the W button, and yeah, there you go. And then press the E button in my direction too. There you go. So you see, you would have done 2 sets of damage to me. You can use your Q to do a little bit of poke damage. Your Q doesn't take much mana, and it's like kind of your long range attack ability. So you can use your Q. Don't forget, you can hold it down too, right? You hold it down, you'll see which direction you're pointing it in before letting go, so you can aim your abilities a bit better too. See?
Unacceptable.
Alright, so we just got cursed, so we're going to want to try and defend this as best we can. Okay, so here's Falstad. You can get close enough to him to do some of your ability damage. Yeah. So you see how fast you chunk him down with your stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, and your Blizzard actually destroys these minion waves too. You can destroy one pretty quickly. Not that you necessarily want to, because you might want to save it for like a pending battle. See, there you go. See that heart? If I touch it, we both get health. Anyone who's near it gets health and mana back.
Because I'm near you, not like a hit. Okay.
You just have to be near me, or be the one who touches it yourself. Now, we were having a problem right here on the map, so we probably want to go get that Zigara before she kills our keeps. The interior defenses are more valuable than your exterior defenses. So something to keep in mind. Okay, this is perfect. She's like set up here. Let's go.
Dude, right. Massive dude. Two-headed zombie.
Don't
guy.
worry, that's a mercenary, so you don't have to worry about him. He's not going to attack us. So use your abilities on him. Just blow everything on him. Oh, there you go. Oh, you missed her.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oops, that was in
She's actually
hard.
running away pretty fast. I can slow her down here if you want to catch up. Okay, never mind. You were slowly dying to those minions. You might want to back up a little bit. Let's get the heart. There we go. Yeah, so Jaina's, like, spellcasters take a little bit, they're usually higher skill cap. They take a little bit longer to get used to, especially when you're starting the game. Maybe we'll keep it on auto attackers for now, your Raynors, for instance. But I think as we get into the game, you're probably going to enjoy your spellcasters even more than you think.
Yeah, it's crazy how hard I'm having the time with the.
Yeah, like I said, it'll become second nature as you go
Right.
along.
Is there a way that I, you know, how when you move around the screen to move the screen around? Is there a way that I can set it to like hold left click and that will move it around?
But it's the best way to do it for like the future use and everything is just bumping it with your cursor or using the up and down, left and right arrows. It's really just the best way. Once your sensitivity is where you want it, like just bumping it a little bit left or right or pressing the space bar to center your screen is just the easiest way to do it. Alright.
Hurt yourself. Okay, good.
Let's do
Yeah,
some
'cause
damage here. I guess they're pushing down our keeps. We should probably be defending that. Yeah, we are probably going to lose this game, but... Yeah. So that Blizzard ability of yours is very powerful. If you can catch people in it, you know what we should probably do here? Press the B button once you're out of tower range. We should probably go back to our core because they're attacking us right here like crazy.
Core is under attack.
Just destroying us in the core.
Yeah, so we just need to kind of defend that. And I mean, as we progress through the game, we're not worried so much about your game mechanics as much. We'll be kind of keeping an eye on the map a bit more, so we can kind of defend against those before they become serious problems. Like we let them wail on our defense more than we should have there. Okay, let's go. This is a good idea. Let's go practice on these mercenaries. Practice some of your abilities. Try comboing on these guys here.
So which one would I do first then?
Or face
It doesn't matter too much. I'd say maybe your E to slow them, and then you use your W. Yeah.
choose a
So you can practice kind of comboing, and you'll notice you can like pretty much just erase a wave of minions, right? So imagine doing that on heroes too. You can actually get quite a bit done. So we want to go to this objective here, though, Justin. So you want to mount up and then head over here with me.
Okay.
Oh, and everyone is running away. Okay, see if you can catch one of these guys with a combo, or maybe all of them too. One of the nice things about your abilities, you can catch multiple people at once, right? I'm doing my best to delay this, but I think it's a lost cause. I'm probably gonna die. Oh, maybe not. Yep, see, you did a lot of damage there to Misha. So that's good. You might want to get out of there, though, because there's a lot of guys there, and we're all by ourselves. One of the problems here is our teammates all ran away from us. There was 5 of them there, so 5 against 2 is a serious disadvantage for us. I'm going to ping our fellow heroes here, so they all stick with us at least.
Okay.
Okay, so let's head down. Let's try and defend this. Hopefully they'll start following us in a second. Okay, we want to try and defend this bit here. You want to try and stay at a safe distance, but try and hit as many people as you can with your abilities, because that's the power of what you do. You can even use your R ability here. This would be like an amazing spot for it. Boom! Keep going, keep going. I don't want to, yeah. Our teammates were a little bit late coming in there. I went in a bit too early, so I took a lot of damage and then left you kind of vulnerable. But you did a lot of damage there in quick succession. So that's kind of like what your job is typically, to catch a lot of them like that and do your combos
Okay.
to get a lot of the damage. Yeah, a lot more characters are a little split between ability and auto attack damage. Jaina is very much spell damage based, so that's where she shines, is those abilities. But maybe we'll find some more auto attacky type characters to kind of get you into it. But you've hit both ends of the spectrum with Raynor and now Jaina.
I think I'm gonna have to increase this mouse sensitivity, 'cause it's very hard to look around for me.
Yeah, part of the game, and it can be frustrating at first too, is that you can't actually see very far around you, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, no, you really can't.
Just to test this, can you see me on your screen currently?
No.
If you move over, can you see me on your screen? I want to make sure your zoom level's
Yeah,
proper.
I can see it. Yep.
Okay. Because you should be able to see, like basically, I'm going to go a screen length away from you. So you should be able to see me here if you're on the very top of the screen, more or less. That's about the screen length you should get on the proper zoom level. Okay.
I can see at the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
me
that's
the
good, because it means you're zoomed out. That's as far out as you can zoom. Okay, so let's get on our horses here. Let's regroup with our team. Maybe let's get these mercenaries up here.
You have lost a key.
They're about to kill our corp, but that's okay.
Poison. Gather tribute or face my curse.
Okay.
The choice is yes.
So one little thing generally you want to save your heroics for when you're fighting against
Wasn't any
the enemy
dudes
team.
there.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get this. Maybe we'll actually get one tribute before the game's done. Problem is they're a level ahead of us and they're probably all there, whereas our guys aren't. Yep, they're all there. Oh dear lord. Yeah. Okay, let's just back off. So one thing you're gonna have to work on, and it's definitely difficult to get used to, is you gotta make sure you respond very quickly to things. Get on your horse right away and you kind of group up with the team. It's very important to stay with the team where they're going in order to kind of maximize your effectiveness. Okay. So be careful, you're taking a lot of damage there from those catapults. They do a lot of damage.
I'm not near a recharger. Ooh.
So they're likely attacking the boss mercenary camp here below. Let's go take a look. There's two bosses on a lot of maps. Oh, they're top. There's two bosses on a lot of maps, Justin. This guy right here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start killing him so I can show you. It's that massive two-headed thing that you said you saw earlier. Now, it won't attack you until you start attacking it. So make sure you keep your distance or you're going to die. Yeah. So these things do a ton of damage. Once you kill them, they'll push your lanes for you very hard, and the other team really has to respond to that lane pressure. Keep going, keep going. Hopefully we'll get this here. Do your combos if you can.
And so the curse ends.
Oh my god. I might die. Oh my god, we got that before I died. So now we've got the boss pushing for us in a lane. So we should probably go press B. Let's go back to their core. Yeah, you gotta heal you up. And they're attacking our core now. But see that boss is fighting along the bottom lane for us. It's just gonna do some work while we're here. Trying to do a little cleanup. So let's try and clean all these minions up. They're pushing.
Can you fight while on a horse?
You'll automatically come off the horse right away. As soon as you do any sort of actions, you come off the horse. Right, yep, we're doing a good job here, just kind of cleaning up stuff. Our boss is doing damage. It's actually getting some good damage on this fort down the bottom lane here. They'll probably get us that fort. Get us a little bit more experience. We might actually get to level 18 same time as them now. So now they got a mercenary in the middle lane. It's going to start pushing through. So it's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. At this point, too, once all your defenses are down, you almost get into turtle mode sometimes. You just got to kind of clean up all these little dudes because they keep putting pressure on your core. Whereas the other team can go around, they can pretty much do whatever they want on the map while we're cleaning up all these minions. So if you want to join up with us here, Justin, in the middle lane.
Okay. Whoops.
Alright, we can push this a little bit. We might be able to get some damage on this fort here. This might actually not be a lost cause. We get a little lucky here, get a couple kills, we might do okay. So now we're getting damage on this fort. Suddenly after this we're going to be getting really closer to the levels. They just got the boss, so we're gonna have to go back and defend that. Okay, so you're gonna want to back up and then press the B button. Because see this up here, Justin? You want to get out of there, Justin?
Yeah.
You're taking tower damage.
Oh, this guy's getting 2 shots, and I got way ranged in him.
The enemy.
We're about to lose the game, so yeah, you want to head back right away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's all these guys on attacking our core, and there's the boss that's coming down the top lane right there. He's pretty much going to kill us. I'm not sure if we can actually recover from this. Let's see what we can do.
So who's his kill here? Just the
Right, come up to this spot here. We want to kill that boss. And the catapult's behind it as well.
Your core is under attack.
So their core is at 68%. It's dropping fast. I'm not sure if we can kill this before it kills us. We'll try our darndest. 43%, 40%. Oh, we might get it.
Come on, baby.
There we go. Combo there. 14%. I think this might be a lost cause. 3%, 2%. Oh! Got the last slam.
Didn't kill him in time.
Nope. Not quite.
Hit off.
Shall we try again?
Okay. So that's Jaina. That's a spellcaster. A little more difficult to use, I guess, than your auto attackers. So maybe we should stick to the auto attackers for now. We can probably get one more game in before we call it a day, I guess.
Yeah.
So how
shake it off?
do you want to try doing it with real people this time?
It's probably a mistake. Yeah, like I'm following. I think it's still just trying to figure out the ways. Of
No,
work and stuff.
we can stick to AI for sure. Okay.
Let's see gameplay.
Let's see if there's any
What's,
other heroes here. That'd be good for you. Yeah, unfortunately, Raynor's probably the best one to stick to. Either Raynor or Jaina, I'd say. I'm not sure if you want to go back to Raynor so you kind of get more used to things. I will actually take a healer so I can support you a bit better.
Okay. Probably go back to the first guy.
Yep.
I'm just gonna pump this speed up a little bit for my mouse sensitivity. Get around the map a little quicker.
The light abandons
fine.
no man.
Alright, so we'll go back to Raynor again. And one thing that you might want to just try and keep in mind as you're playing is just where you are standing compared to everyone else, all your enemies. Because as that assassin, you want to try and stay back as far as possible while you can still get out the damage. That's kind of the important thing to think about.
Okay.
Right, so select Raynor, and then you can ready up, and we can get into the game.
Great.
It's funny how much I do take for granted in teaching someone here too. A lot of things that I wasn't expecting you to have troubles with, you are, and things that I was expecting you to have more trouble with, you're not. So.
Yeah, honestly, the thing that actually a complete opposite to what I thought too. I'm understanding the mechanics of the game fairly well, but the hard part for me is getting used to physically the keyboard and the mouse, because if I pick up a first-person shooter, for example, then it's almost like native. But this is such a different game.
Yeah,
type.
It's a little outside of your wheel.
That it's like no, opposite direction of stuff.
All right, we'll pick up Raynor again, and then we'll go back in. I'll play Uther here. Uther is a support character. In terms of the roles in the game, I've told you about the warrior, the tank, who's usually the front line role, stands in the front, trying to protect the back lines. I got to play a support character who typically lends healing to the team, so I can heal you up if you're low on health. So go ahead and pick Raynor there, and we can get into this.
Okay, last thing I just want to see what that is. Oh, gotcha. What if that's off? You just can't move? That's weird. Pump. Raynor. Go. Oh, there he is. Okay, ready that up. So what's the loadout do? I guess just changes the way you look.
Yeah, you can change skins because like as you get loot boxes, you'll get more skins for different characters. Just like so it makes you look a little bit different cosmetically. You can change. You can drop sprays on the ground, and there's different voice lines. There's the announcer for a map. You can change the announcer's voice lines and things like that. So it's all cosmetic, something really terribly important. You can also change the kind of horse you're riding onto. You get different mounts.
Battle. Heroes.
Actually, if you press the X button, you'll get a little circle reticule, and you can actually do your voice line. You can do a dance. You can taunt the other team, or you can spray a little spray on the ground.
If you click, the X button.
The X button. You hold it down.
Oh yeah.
You can select different things. You can do a
The battle
dance. Yeah, there you go.
begins in 10 seconds.
Okay, so follow along with me. Let's go.
5, 4.
Let's go middle here with
3,
Probius.
2, 1.
Looks like Sergeant Hammer's on the bottom.
Let the battle begin.
As you get more comfortable with the game too, I'll go over the different characters that you're playing against or playing with, because knowing what they do is important as well. Like this little probe guy, you have no idea what he does, but you know, knowing how he interacts with the team and how you can interact with him to better help your team is actually pretty important. And that's usually just more like, you know, having time playing the game. So you want to back up, Justin. You probably don't want to stay that close, taking unnecessary damage at this point. There's really no need to take damage at this point in the game. You can stay back really far.
Is there a way I can from far away? And because when I'm right clicking with this guy, he wants to constantly run in, or is it just it has to do with the distance?
If you right click on the ground, you'll move to that point. So you don't actually have to. And if you're within range, you'll start attacking. So you don't actually have to click on the person you're attacking.
Oh, really? Okay, because I've been constantly doing that.
Yeah. I mean, it helps because then you'll follow them. You'll run after them if you want. Chase them.
Adrenaline rush heals more. I'm taking that for sure this time.
So our little Probius guy is doing some serious work here. Oops, tower damage. Definitely don't need to. Okay, watch out, the tower's gonna hit you. Remember, if you're the only thing within range, you're gonna start, like, look how much you got chunked there.
Oh, crazy! I just got rocked.
Yeah. So you definitely want to back off. You don't want to get within tower range. You're about to get tower range again. There you go. See, you're gonna take a huge
Oh
damage.
man. See, the
Yes.
guy, he runs in a lot, this guy, I find. Like, it's I don't know why.
Yeah,
It's because I'm clicking on somebody to shoot. So if I stand here, if say I want to fire this Joan guy,
those are on our
if I
team. So you can't.
right click it, he runs in like a hero, see?
Yeah. So one good thing is just to click on the ground near the heroes, and if you start running in, you just click on something different. You just click away. Like you don't have, like me right now, I'm clicking maybe about like 3 or 4 times a second. Yeah, I want to get out of there. Oh man, Rainer's good for you because you get the extra heals, which is really important.
Talent. Ah, that seems generous.
Love him.
Okay, so the first tribute's gonna spawn in a second, Justin. So we're gonna want to back up here.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some mana because I'm out of mana from the well. So let's just get ready because we've never made it to a tribute on time.
Gather
Ready?
tribute.
Let's go up.
Okay.
Let's follow up here. See on the map where it is. We want to try and get there before the other team. It's pretty important to get their setup first.
Okay.
And there's a fight already going down here. Let's see if we can get the Asmodan guy. Oh, he's gonna die. And then we kill Uther. Let's kill Uther. We got both of them. So now, see, Probius is channeling that.
Double kill.
We're pretty much gonna
Yeah.
get this because we just killed 2 of them. So yeah, there you go. You just gotta wait until it's done. He'll make a health globe too. You get the health globe. Bloop. And we'll go back to our lanes. So that's pretty much how you rinse and repeat, at least in the early game. I want to try and get to those. So let's go back down to mid lane here, Justin.
So is there no point in using my E right now because I have a thing underneath my feet already, right? So it's I can't double it up.
Aegis in chat actually mentioned A move too. That's one thing I was considering teaching you, and that's something we might talk about tomorrow. There's a different way to move around the map so that you'll just attack the closest thing automatically and you'll stop as soon as you get close to it. It's a bit more of a complicated mechanic, and I didn't want to get into it right off the bat. I've been avoiding talking about that on purpose, so we'll wait and maybe talk about that tomorrow. Just so you know, but thanks for the tip, Aegis. Okay, where are you at? Oh, you're dead.
Oh man, I just got lit up and I don't know how. Just
My favor.
Okay, so we are down a man, but you're going to be up soon, so maybe we can contest this tribute. Most of our teammates are here too, so once you get up and you're back to life, head over to this tribute. Ooh, there's 4 of them right there. I don't know if we can contest this without dying. Okay, they're going to get it. So
Talent.
let's head back to lanes. Let's go down to the bottom lane, Justin. The very, very bottom one.
Strike with great vengeance.
very bottom line. Okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
That was rather violent.
Hell yeah!
Now we should technically have someone in the middle lane. Ideally, we'd want maybe me in the middle lane and you in the bottom, so we're soaking all the experience. But I want to stay near you so I can analyze your play and help you through this. Okay, so we're putting a little bit of pressure here, so that's good. Another thing too is remember those tower shots are finite, right? Like those towers are gonna run out of ammo. They do replenish over time, but now this bottom one's out of ammo, so you can run up to it. We can attack this thing here, Justin, without having to worry about it retaliating, because we see a little out of ammo symbol. So now we're doing some permanent damage. Once we kill this, it's never coming back too, which is great, because now we've got experience from that. They've got less defenses. We're slowly going to be doing more damage to their forts. Okay, let's stay behind me here. Remember, you want to try and stay behind your supports and your tanks. Okay, I wish more people were here, but there's 3 of them here. There's only 2 of us. We want to be careful. We probably want to back up here, Justin, actually. That guy's going to chunk you. Start backing up. Just start backing up. You don't have to worry about doing damage. The rest of our team isn't coming with us. See, there's 4 of them here and only 2 of us. So it's pretty much suicide if we went in there. You just want to stay back. There's no need to get a kill here. Okay, let's go to the middle lane because there's some mercenaries pushing right here.
I am the hammer of
We're going to clean those up. So this guy behind us, he likes to do some serious dunk damage. So he was throwing things down on the ground, dunking on us. But one thing you gotta be cognizant about too, Justin, back off there, is kills aren't as important as you think. Like, we don't have to kill that guy. Making him back off is fine. These minions were actually doing more damage to us and becoming more of an issue than the guy himself.
Shall we see who gathers in
Oh, okay.
So like they were damaging our towers, whereas the hero wasn't, right? So we could just back off and kill these minions because they were more of an immediate threat. Anyhow, let's go to this tribute here. We might be able to get it. We might be able to kill his Asmodan if we're lucky. Just keep shooting him. I think we might have him, right? Yep. So that was well played. We got that. Now hopefully safely channel this because I think they're far away still. We can't see them, the rest of their team on the map, so we don't know where they are. They might be coming to us any second, but we got that. So now we've each got 2 tributes towards our curse. You're not going to be able to catch that guy.
Speed or no?
You're not going to be able to catch that guy. That guy's got a lot of mobility. Let's go to the bottom lane here. Let's clear out.
Have you been fighting on your horse this whole time, or are you just mounting and unmounting?
I mount every time I go between lanes. I typically mount because you get 20% extra move speed if you're on your horse. So usually it's a good idea before you're going a long distance to get on your horse and head over to the next lane, for instance. Gets you around the map more faster. But of course, if you can't do it if you're in the action, because if you're mounting up, like right now, if I tried to mount up and something was shooting at me, it wouldn't let me get on my horse.
squabbling.
Okay, let's go mount up and let's go up as fast as we can. Let's go, go, go. You gotta book it, especially when you're on the other end of the map, to get to things in time. Because this one's important because both teams have 2 tributes already. The 3rd one's the curse. So whoever gets the next one here is gonna get a curse. Yeah, I'm gonna need some help though. Oh my goodness. Yeah, their team's not here. You might want to get out of that, Justin. You might want to get out before we all die. Just run. Don't have to do damage. Just run. Yep. Go down. They're gonna be coming for you. Yep. So the problem is our team didn't come with us. And again, I guess I should be pinging them so they will come with us. Oh, you know, we can probably catch this guy out of position here. Let's go kill him. Actually, you know what? These guys here are killing our fort. We should probably just kill these things first if we can. Again, this guy here, he's really out of position. We could probably kill him if we wanted to, but it's probably in our best interest to protect this fort here so it doesn't die, because it's not doing any damage to structures right now because we're cursed. We actually have a significant level lead, so we're doing pretty good still. I'd say we're winning despite the fact that they got the first curse. So you see right now 3 of them are in the bottom lane, 2 of them are in the top, so we're pretty safe right now. We know no one's here. Whoops, I just walked right into that.
So there's nothing I would use on these guys right now.
No, because you just get smoked. Sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. Okay. So, It's getting to the point in the game, we're past level 10, where we could probably group up with the rest of our team. So I'm going to start pinging them, because it's been frustrating. They haven't been coming to objectives all together. So let's get everyone together here and start doing things together. For the sake of the argument, let's go get the boss. This is probably a bad time to do it. Generally, you don't want to take the boss unless you've got a serious numbers advantage over the other team. But knowing that they're here, they're probably not going to come and try and take this from us. The problem when you go against this guy here, Justin, too, like all of us are going to be like half health. They could come in and they don't even have to do any damage to the thing. They just have to basically stand in the circle after we kill this. And if you stand in that circle uncontested for a few seconds, you get the boss for your team. See right here? You can see there's a circle there? You stand that for a second, goes to your side, boom, we got the boss. They could come in the very last second, they could steal that from us. So it's very dangerous to take the boss. It's called the throw pit, because they could come in, they could wipe all of us and get the boss. Do a lot of damage. But let's fight with this boss for a bit. And there's actually a guy behind us. Let's kill him actually first. Oh, there's two of them. Let's kill the Uther. Should be a pretty easy kill here.
Excellent.
Probably won't get the Joanna. She's a tank. She's got a lot of health. So just go in, and I'd say just try and start wailing on that fort. There you go. See, that's a good use of that too. Kills everything down a lot faster. Keep going. Our boss is still at half health. This is doing work. Bosses can push out really hard, especially when you're pushing with them.
Oh man, we're just pushing right through everything. Yeah, beast.
So our boss is almost dead, which is a problem, because those towers are going to start shooting to us, because we don't have any minions coming in here. So as soon as it dies, you probably want to back off. Actually, it might be a good idea to back off now. Let's go up and see if we can get that tribute before they do. Watch where you go, because there's a tower right here still, so if you walk up that way, it'll kill you. Oh, you know what? They're going to get there first. That's alright.
I like it.
We should probably clean up the middle lane. It's becoming a bit of an issue, because there's all these minions here.
Strike with great vengeance. Right. A fine. Enemies of the light, beware.
Okay, now might be a good idea. Maybe we can get these mercenaries right here quickly, because they'll push some pressure on the lane, and we're probably going to get the next curse if we're lucky. So definitely luck. A great time to get mercenaries, by the way, is right before an objective spawns, because if you're at the objective, they can't spend their time cleaning up this mercenary camp that we have pushing the lane. So you got to make a difficult decision. Do we go to the objective, or do we go clean up the mercenaries that the other team's got pushing? So let's get to this one as quickly as we can. Looks like they're all there already, so we gotta be kind of careful. We need you here as quickly as you can, Justin.
Okay. Oh, down here, I see.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll end up winning this fight here. Oh, we're doing good. We already got to... Just keep wailing. You're doing your job. See how you're like behind the tank? This is perfect. You stand behind wailing on people. That's like what you do. There we go. We might actually be able to win the game here. So we can get this curse. We can get this tribute here. That gives us a curse.
The light blesses your hand.
And it shuts off all their towers and everything.
Oh, nice.
So typically what you want to do as soon as you get a curse, you want to start doing, pushing a lane hard. So what we want to do is we want to go over here. We want to try and get this keep, because keeps are very valuable. Don't even worry about that dude below who's pushing with the mercenaries. We can get this keep here,
Enemies of the light,
hopefully. It means that catapults will be pushing this lane, so we'll have to keep down. Getting a lot of extra pressure on that lane.
blesses your hand.
Yeah, you don't want to go into the core there. It's going to do a lot of damage because we go low on health. I'd back up there if I were Justin. The curse is over in 20 seconds, so we still have a little bit of time. Maybe we'll get a kill here. You're getting 4 shots on you, so be careful.
Okay, oh, there I am. Who's shooting that big thing now?
This, let's go to here. I'm not sure if we,
Subside.
you know, we probably can't end it. Okay, let's go over here and let's start attacking the core. See if this works. I think we've got enough damage. It's wailing hard on us right now because there's no minions taking the damage. We've got enough damage. He'll be good. That's perfect right there. Put pressure on it. Kill some of those minions. 60%, 9%. Here they come. %, 4%, 3%, we win. There we go.
Crazy.
That worked out pretty well. So yeah, time for one more, bud?
That one felt a little bit better.
Yeah, I felt like you
Yeah.
you seem to be playing pretty well there too. Look at that, you even got the MVP.
Nice.
5
Yeah,
kills.
it feels pretty good. Yeah, the controls are starting to get a little bit better. Still, like, it super trips me out that I can't use my left finger. I don't like. I'm too used to zooming maps.
I guess so.
know,
Yeah,
it's,
you'll get used to it. I'm going to do what Aegis said in the chat too, and just take a second to give you a little bit more of a tip on how to use something called A moving. It helps you move around the map a little bit better. It might really help out your gameplay. So if you go on this, hit the settings button, the bottom right little gear icon, you go into hotkeys. Let me know when you're there.
There now.
Okay, so you want to go to, let's see if I can remember how to do this. Okay. Go to quick cast settings.
Okay.
Okay, now do you see there's a bunch of abilities there. You want to see there's one that says basic attack A.
Mhm.
It says use global setting. Change that to on.
Okay.
Okay, and then accept. So what that does, and again, this is a bit more of an advanced mechanic that most players would get used to as you're playing further into the game. And we can just, let's do on easy so we can just absolutely just try this new mechanic out. Have a little quick game here. This one won't last very long. We'll mop them up pretty fast here on easy. Oh, geez, am I still in? Okay, so ready up as Raynor. I'll teach you how to do something called A moving. This might help you out quite a bit because you were getting frustrated with clicking on a hero and chasing them, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can actually tap the A button where you want to move to, and it'll stop you as soon as you can start targeting a hero, and it'll just start shooting from there, and it won't make you keep following them. So you can kind of plant your spot, and you can focus on attacking at kind of like your optimal range.
Okay.
So once you're ready, just ready up, and then we'll show you how that works. So this is really easy. I put it on easy AI, so the AI won't even really focus you. So you can wail on them a little bit easier and just practice A moving. This is a bit more complicated, and probably most people wouldn't be teaching this to in their first session of the game. However, it is a pretty important mechanic to learn as you go forward. It's just something you can always just practice now, and as you get more comfortable with it, you'll notice